Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Tea&Art. I hope you all are well. So let's start today's video. First of all, thank you so much for your amazing comments on my previous video. I read each one of them and I really enjoyed. So I'm going to reply them slowly because at the moment my heart is still on vacations, but my mind is telling me to do the work. So things are a bit slow on my side. So bear with me while I try to create some new stuff here. So again, I'm going to do a simple resin project today, but a bit of technique here because I'm giving myself a bit space. Slowly, gradually, I'm going to go into very technical stuff. As you all know that I always do that. So this is good for beginners here. So I've mixed my resin. This is a normal low viscosity resin by Let's Resin. So this is going to be first layer. It's going to be a medium layer. So after that, I'm going to take out my alcohol inks by Let's Resin and I'm going to do a petri dish effect here with a twist. So I'm selecting the colors. It's really up to you, whatever color you want. I'm just telling you that the Let's Resin gold inks always give the lovely petri dish effect. So I'm going with the blues here, a turquoise and two shades of blue, and then my white as a sinker. And let's start doing the inks now. So what I do is, I think I have to pour a little bit of more resin here. So I was telling you that what I do is I do go in usually two rounds. So it's two drops of the color ink and then one drop of the white, and then again two drops of the color and then white. So before adding the ink, I thought just make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm adding the cellophane paper here, just randomly at different places. And here we go. So it's the darker shade of the blue and then a little bit of lighter, and then I'm going towards the turquoise green sort of color. So I'm making an ocean coaster, ocean themed coaster, but I am doing the petri dish effect here. And then again, I'm going with the colored one. So this is what I do in two times, and then in the last, sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. I do the color again, just one drops. Doing a petri dish effect is always so amazing, and you really don't know what surprise is hidden. Sometimes there is you can say ink drops also. You get very big white blobs on the other side, and I hope and pray that I don't get. Usually you get those if you're using a very low viscosity resin. Just make sure that your resin is a bit on the thicker side before you start doing adding the inks. If it's going to be a very liquidy, very low viscosity resin, it's definitely going to be a bad end result. And then one second rule is that use color that complement each other. If you're going to use color that do not complement each other, again you're going to end up with a brown sort of muddy look. So here my ink was creating a little bit of issue for me, so I made a little cut it with scissor. Now it's working fine. So again I'm going with the blue here, so it's the same thing that I explained. So it's done now. I'm going to leave it for an hour, and after that, this is after an hour, I have taken a little pointy tool. Make sure whatever you take, don't touch the base of the mold because I don't want to have lines on my mold here. So I'm just wondering how I want to make the swirls. I'm going to make a little bigger swirl in the center and then some tiny swirls at the end because I don't want to destroy the shape here and the effect that is happening beneath. So these are some things that I'm looking forward. So here we go. There is a bigger one that I'm making in the center. Hopefully not disturbing anything. This is the bigger one. And then as I explained that I'm going to make some tiny swirls. Just a bigger line on this area. After adding the swirls from the back, it is looking lovely. I see a feather look on the back. And these are the swirls that I was talking about, just tiny ones on different sides. Again, to create some sort of interest in the project. And after doing that, I will leave this to cure and I will see you next day. So this is the next day. I added a little bit of golden coal ink. Yeah, it was actually around me. So yeah, a lot of you know that I have a very bad habit of adding goldens to my art projects. I don't know why, but it happens. So now I'm going to demold this. So let's see, I don't know how it's going to look like. First of all, I'm happy I don't have any backdrop of any white, just a little bit, but I'm happy that I got an effect looking like a starry night project here. If you can see, it's looking lovely and the swirl is amazing. I got the petri dish effect here. Here is the effect. It needs a little bit of close-up if you want to see the effect. It is happening here. Perfect. It's some sort of a whirlpool in the center. And I'm happy about that. Really happy about that. So it is good on its own, but yeah, I'm making an ocean theme here. So I'm going to add the waves now. And for my waves, I've mixed my resin. I left it to get a bit thick because for making waves, you need a thick resin and it should be of the same consistency when you're making a flower, like a honey-like consistency. So I'm going to pour a layer here, but it's not going to cover the whole of the coaster. It's going to cover that area where I want to draw the waves. So I'm just thinking of going to the until the end of the color and then not to the other side where it's clear. So I'm going to spread a thin layer of resin onto the coaster now. And for making the waves, I'm going to try this new heat gun by Let's Resin. And so this is the instruction manual in the box and you can read all the details about this heat gun. It comes with a lot of attachments. And these are the things that you can do with the heat gun. You can remove bubbles, you can make ocean waves, you can air dry your clay, and it's shrink wrap. And there are so many things you can do with this. This is going to be my first try. So I got the USA plug here, so I'm going to use the attachment. So it has 2 speeds and I'm going to use this and let's see how I'm loving it. It is really nice. I have set it onto the 1. And it has a very strong blow. So this is my previous heat gun. You can see that the front of the heat gun, this has been used a lot. So you can see there is resin in front of that one. So I love that this has silicone cap. You can put a silicone cap on the top of this heat gun. So if you have any resin on it, you can just remove it and your heat gun will remain clean. So here I've done the silicone cap. Now I'm going to use the Ocean White by Let's Resin and I'm going to make the waves. This is best for making the waves. So for making the waves, you need a bit of, you can say, concentrated color here, not too light. And I have taken around, you can say 10 ml of resin, and then I'm adding 2 to 3 drops of this white paste by Let's Resin. I'm going to mix that. After mixing, I'm going to add a very thick layer of this white onto the area where I want the waves. And now I have explained you that I poured the resin onto the area where I want the waves. So beneath the white there is no resin. And my resin is thick at this time. The thicker the resin, the best cells you will get. And then a little bit of random lines on the top. Very slowly. And now I'm going to use the heat gun on a low setting. Before that, I'm going to pour some clear resin in front of that white. As I explained, the resin is thick, so that's why it's taking its time to pour. just making my first line a bit thicker. And then the rest of them, because I felt that they are a bit thin. And then I decided to add some more because now I'm a bit brave on making the layer waves. Before that, it was a bit difficult job. Trust me, I struggled a lot by making these waves. And then I learned that you need to have a very thick viscosity resin when you're making a wave here. So just a tiny blow. Don't blow too much on the same spot. Just a little push. Very slowly on the low heat setting. You have to do that, and after that you need to have a lighter and just do a little bit of lighting, and it's going to help you make more cells. So trust me, you don't have to do a lot of blowing, just a simple strike, and then you get lovely cells. And you can see the cells are making its way. And after that, I'm going to leave this, and I will see you next day. So this is the next day, and I've put some cups underneath so it will balance it, and make sure that your area is well balanced when you're making the waves. So this first layer of the waves is done, and now I'm going to do the second one. So again, the same thing, I'm going to pour the resin on the area where I want the waves. I'm not going to cover the whole coaster with resin. So it's probably going to be somewhere here. Again, I'm going to spread it. So after spreading the resin, again, you can see it is thick, and I'm making the waves here. Sorry, the line for the waves. And again, I'm going to use some leftover resin for in front of the white. And after that, I'm going to use an attachment that comes with the Let's Resin gun, and this one is a shape that is compressed. I'm going to see how this works. So again, very slowly I'm moving. You can see I'm not at one spot. So this is the thing that you have to do. And I think I'm loving this one because it's giving because the air coming from the heat gun is compressed and it's focusing on the waves. And here you go. And after that, I'm going to use the torch. And this helps in creating more cells. So this is done now, and I will leave this to dry, and I will see you with the final result, how it looks like. So here we go. Let's see first of all the petri dish effect, and now on to the resin waves. And this is how it's looking like. I really love the end result, and the heat gun is amazing. I really love it, especially with the attachment it comes with. So that's it for today, and I hope you like the today's project, and I will link everything in my description. So like, subscribe, and share. Thumbs up if you like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider do so, and take good care of yourself. Bye bye.